Good evening and welcome to a Mitch'nandMauck'n About the Cards podcast. I'm Mitchell and joined as always back from a Tijuana prison. He is the owner and proprietor of the Superstition Ranch in Chandler, Arizona, where the tarps are always off and the playing surface is smooth. He is the mouth of the West, Tyrell Mock. Tyrell, welcome back to civilization. How was Mexico?
Awesome. I got to swim with some in the ocean with some turtles. I had a turtle like right in front of my face, so that was pretty cool with my snorkeling. Um, Apparently, you cannot wear sunscreen when you're getting in the ocean unless it's mineral based. So I got burnt to a goddamn crisp. I looked like a lobster.
I don't think I've ever got a tan in my life, dude. I'm so fair skinned. Like, I will burn like no other quickly. And it's summer now, so I'm looking forward to wearing the redskin burn for the next 3.5 months.
Well, the way the Cardinals are playing, we're gonna have our tarps off all day long anyway, so you might as well and get that burn, get a nice baseline tan for you, so you'll be good.
Let's go ahead and talk about it. I sent you that text. I'm like, you picked a hell of a week to go on vacation
I did.
because the Tarps off movement is sweeping the St. Louis Stadium, kind of sweeping the nation. Tampa had one the other night. Is the Stephen F. Austin baseball team who kind of started it. What was your first thought when you kind of saw it on the highlights?
I got so friggin' amped up for that. It was ridiculous, man. Like I was all in. I watched it like 10 times. I looked at my wife. It was like, I think you'd say it was like 8 o'clock in the morning when I finally saw the highlights and everything. And I was like amped up and I was like, let's start drinking now. I'm ready to go. Cardinal baseball, all in. Let's go. And I was just a hoot. And I was just, it's amazing. I loved the atmosphere. I loved seeing it. It felt like college football. I loved it.
And it was organic. That's the best part of it. It came
Yes.
technically by these college kids who did a pretty cool thing. And the Cardinals marketing department smartly this week released that the section above the right field bleachers or the right field bleachers is now going to be GA the rest of the year, general admission for any fan who wants to come down there, take your shirt off and make some noise. I would like to see it in left field just because that's where the visitors bullpen is and kind of rattle those guys. But I think it's a good thing regardless. Ali Marmol, shout out to him. He bought a couple tickets last weekend for those kids to kind of sit there, and it paid off. I have not seen a non-playoff game of Bush like that in years.
I know it was ruckus and it was loud, and I was so like, this is what Bush is supposed to be like. This is it right here. Thankfully, and I was really excited to see it. I was so happy, and they were loud. Like s- you don't get to hear like individual sections like that in Bush because usually the whole stadium's rocking. You knew where they were sitting the entire time.
Do you prefer them in the bleachers or do you like them down the first baseline?
I like the bleachers because it's a lot more of a fun environment. It makes it more organic, and you're going to get more people involved. Because once you get down the first baseline a little bit, you get a little bit more hoity-toity snobby. Out there was a real man, real people are at is out there. That's gonna be a lot more fun. So I
The
love in the
truth.
bleachers.
So for there's some old guy sitting in the right field bleachers, he's got the headphones on, listening to KMOX, who's not gonna like it.
Hey, at least he knows now. He knows now that hey, don't sit here. You go to the left field bleachers. That's what you want.
The Cardinals did send an email out to any fan who had purchased a ticket in that section saying your tickets are now general admission. We've moved you to a comparable or better seat, which was, the right thing to do. But I'm excited for that atmosphere. They've got three against Cincinnati, three against Milwaukee. But I'm telling you, Tyrell, May 29th, 6:15 first pitch against the Cubs. PCA may not make it out of St. Louis alive.
Oh no, it's gonna be loud. It's gonna be raucous. It's gonna be amazing. I mean, shirts off are gonna be off like from first pitch on. I want to see it on. I want to see the whole outfield just nothing but tarps off and just waving those rally towels and let's go.
I may try to make it down there. I got to talk to the wife, but if we're gonna go to a game, a Cardinals Cubs game right after summer school hasn't started for her yet, that might be the day to go, man. Like
Yeah.
Friday night, buy some GA tickets and just get stupid.
Yes, I agree. And it was kind of cool to speaking of like females, it was kind of cool to see a couple females over there too doing with the tarps off, just waving the rally
Mm.
towel too. So you know what? Hey, it's all inclusive. I love that.
I'm a big fan of it too. They could have done several things. My first thought was, you know what, do the old. Do you remember the 550 tickets in the late 20 zeros, where the first pitch tickets, where you could come pay like $11 in the morning, and you go in about 6:45, and they just hand you whatever leftover tickets were left. I thought they should have done that. $10 a ticket with a free beer coupon
Oh,
for
yeah.
anybody with a college ID and put them out there. There's enough
Oh.
college kids in the St. Louis area. You could have made that thing rowdy as hell.
Oh, yes, you could have, and still could. That would be super fun. You talk about a rowdy environment, and them that highlight of them singing Mr. Brightside and then FKU afterwards, I was just like, "Oh, I feel like going back to college right now."
You want to make some money Friday night and make it an environment when the Cubs come into town. Go dollar beer night in the bleachers. Right there on the concourse by the bleachers, right by the porch, dollar beers.
Oh, man.
I mean, you want to
Those
make
kids
an
will drink you out
atmosphere.
of
That's
house at
the
home,
move.
dude.
That's the move, though.
Yes, that is a baller move, I love it. PCA would never leave St. Louis after that. He'd be murdered in that. That'd be awesome.
Tell you what, post in the comments that you got a ticket to the Friday night game against the Cubs in the bleachers, and Tyrell and I will buy your first beer.
Absolutely, 100%. I'll Venmo you.
Yep, do it. Let's make that atmosphere. I think it's going to be the first sellout of the year. And I think it's going to be nuts. I think both teams, I think it's going to be a first place battle. I think the Cardinals will probably come in. They're two back now. I think they're probably going to come in a game out that weekend. And if anything, if the day off coming up, you got to throw your big three. You got to throw McGreevy. You got to throw Dustin May and maybe Libby.
Yeah.
Palante. Who's your third starter that weekend?
Yeah, it has to be that. It has to be your top 3 right there. That's your top 3 pitchers right now.
Kyle Leahy?
Leahy, maybe Leahy on Sunday, get like that almost getaway game, but, I would love to see that. That would be but you wanna throw a lefty in there just to throw up the ball game a little bit. Give me some Dick Fitz. Give me Dick Fitz on Sunday.
Oh, yes, pull the trigger. The way it's looking, Palante's going to throw Friday night the 29th, followed by, and this is all just based off probables, Libby on Saturday, which then that would make McGreevy on Monday. So they'd skip Dustin May, but there is an off day that Thursday to maybe finagle it a little bit.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
give him Dick Fitz on Friday night. If we're going to get nuts, throw Dick Fitz on Friday night.
Yes, give me some Dick Fritz, and, after that, day off, just let him oh, yes, I love this idea. I think we have gold right now.
I mean, we're a marketing agency here. We're doing it for free. Cardinals dollar beer night. Dick Fitz. The house will be packed.
Yeah, all the way to the rafters. Let's get it after it.
Speaking of the last week ahead, we talked about the off field stuff. A 3-3 week against the Royals in Pittsburgh. Tyrell, the last 2 days or something, the Cardinals have not been all year flat. It has not been that exciting. Shutout Wednesday and then a 6-2 loss today. It's baseball. There's 162 things. There's ebbs, there's flows. You're not gonna win every game. You're not gonna win every other game. They just looked flat to the last couple nights.
Yeah, they did, and I think that long 17 game stretch finally caught up to him a little bit. I think the day off is needed. The hey, regroup, redo. Also, what might also help a little bit of fresh faces. Get a little bit more excitement in there. But yeah, I think this is gonna happen. Me and you have talked about this many times. Like, is this who they are? They're gonna go through these streaks and then a couple down and then come right back, which is fine. Like you said, it's gonna happen. Hell, the 11 team went through some rough stretches and a lot of losses. So it happens to any baseball team. They did look flat, but that was also off to a really come from behind win the other night to win that game, and that game really was upsetting for me too because they had that game, and I think it might have they came back to win it anyway, but I think that really was a gut punch when O'Reilly gave that home run up.
I would agree with that. Again, they're probably a little mentally exhausted from all these games in a row. Yeah, they had an off day pretty recently, but it's been a pretty tough stretch. Before we get to your fresh faces comment, let's look ahead to the Reds. You got Leahy against Chris Paddock. Paddock's 0-5 with a 7 ERA. That's a very winnable game.
Yeah.
Saturday night, Palate against Brady Singer. Man, when Brady Singer was with the Royals, I was all in on him as a collector, and that one bit me in the ass. And then the Sunday afternoon game, Nicola Lodalo, who was 0-1 with a 7.2 ERA against Libby. So the pitching matchups favor St. Louis here. The Cincinnati's been a house of horrors for St. Louis. The Reds 2 games above 500 currently. Kind of checking their stats. Ellie De La Cruz knocking the hell out of the ball, but that's about it. I mean, it's a very 2 out of 3 winnable series.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think it is, and I think you're going to win this series. Hell, this was the first series they've lost since back in the Mariners series. So they've been just rolling and steamrolling and doing what they need to do. Uh, I I know everybody was high on the Reds coming in, but I haven't been high on the Reds because they never prove it to me. So I think it's a very winnable series, and the verdict's still out for me for LA De La Cruz. I know he can knock the cover off the baseball, and he's a big, but I'm still not sold on him yet.
Even at 2 games over 500, Cincinnati is technically in the cellar of the NL Central. Cardinals now trailing Milwaukee as of today. They're a half game ahead of the Cubs. Milwaukee, Chicago, St. Louis, Pittsburgh, and Cincinnati Cardinals clearing those by 2.5. And if you want to look ahead to the wild card standings, why not St. Louis still holding that third spot by 2.5 against your local Arizona team? You brought up a comment about fresh faces, and we'll free Jimmy Crooks here in a second. There were reports all over X yesterday that Brian Torres was going to get called up. Those tweets were since deleted, but now guys are starting to tweet it again that there will be a roster move tomorrow for both a pitcher and a position player. And Torres hasn't been in the lineup the last 2 days in Memphis.
Okay.
You got to wonder if he's going to be meeting the team in Cincinnati, which would make a lot of sense. Pitching wise, Sevenson's got to be the guy going down at this point. That guy is gasoline on a fire.
Yeah, yeah. And didn't I think they did an article in the Post Dispatch about Torres too. So I
I I spent a good 15 minutes before the show looking up Brian Torres because I didn't know he was not on anybody's top prospect list. He is 28 years old, a little old to kind of be considered a true prospect, but he's hitting like 335 right now. Second baseman, outfielder. The smart money is that it's going to be JC going down.
yeah.
But you think, Tyrell, you could see this move of Victor Scott headed to Memphis to try to find his swing, a church shift to center, and a Torres in left field.
Yeah, and then you give Scott that break, and then you give, Torres a look until Newt comes back. Because I mean, yeah, there's something's gotta happen with Scott because, I mean, that dude's hitting 185, and, I know speed plays, but and his speed is awesome, but, like
You can't steal first base.
exactly, and I'm a huge Victor Scott fan, and I wanna see him succeed, but it's just not happening right now, and you gotta go down and send something. I mean, for Christ's sakes, we sent down Walker when he was still hitting over 300 his first year. You need to do something with, Scott, help him out a little bit, get his confidence boosted back up.
Newt's 2 for 6 right now with a home run and a walk and 2 Ks during his Memphis rehab stint. My guess, again, the smart money is Friday night against the Cubs is his return.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. That would be smart money. And then, yeah, and then you promote that going in, you get to make sure you get a sellout crowd because everybody wants to come see Newt Bar. Uh, again, don't
For
know why.
dollar beer night.
For dollar beer night, yes.
Dollar beer
Yeah.
night in the Tarps off section.
And I'm still very confused about why we're still so, like, hung up on Newt, but, if this toys guys, I'd love to see him come up and hit the cover of baseball. Let's go. We need some fresh faces, get some more energy in here, and, let's do it.
Prieto has not impressed. He's 0 for 11, I believe, since he's been called up.
He just
Guy
missed a
been
granny
really
last night, dude. He missed that by so close.
about 3 feet,
Yeah.
give or take. And that would have changed the atmosphere, probably today too.
Yep.
But he's not hitting. You kind of look at Jose Fermin is a nice piece, but you can't run him out there every day.
Right.
You're back to your left field being a black hole.
Yep, absolutely. And I mean, so JC's hitting he's only had 69 at bats this year, but he's hitting a buck 59. He just came out
0
of
for
a
21,
yeah.
something like that.
Yeah. So, like, I know he's done nothing but hit in the minor leagues, so is Pietro, but, like, it something's gotta give. We gotta get some more production in that bottom of that lineup. It just something's gotta give. I mean, we've said it all along. Blaze Jordan's down there crushing the baseball. Joshua Baez is down there crushing the baseball. Like, you gotta give these guys a look at some point. I mean, we're almost into June now. You've got a winning baseball team right now. I know I know we need to back off and go, "Hold on, we're still in a rebuild." But we're in a rebuild. Bring the guys up. Let's see what we got.
Paez, hitting 217. He is a perfect backup catcher.
100%.
Jimmy Crooks in our weekly segment, Free Jimmy Crooks, he's hitting 275 with 13 dingers. At some point, you got to call him up.
Yeah.
You're piss him away in Memphis. I did read a tweet today, and I apologize to whoever uh, sent it. I don't remember. I would like to give them credit. They're not going to call Josh Baez up until he can play every day, which makes
Yep.
sense in theory. But you brought up a point about them looking for a bat. Blaze Jordan hitting 308 with 8 home runs, hits right-handed and plays third base.
I was just gonna bring that name up. I think at this point, you know who Nolan Gorman is. And I'm still I love the Libby Gorman story. That's amazing that they're playing on the same team together, best friends growing up. But I mean, you're hitting 228 with 6 home runs, 25 RBIs. Your career so far, you've had 1,563 at bats. Your career average is 219. That can't play in the big leagues. That cannot play as an everyday player in the big leagues. Something's got to give there. Let's get somebody else up there. Let's see what happens. Because I mean, we let Nolan Arenado go for Nolan Gorman, and Nolan Arenado's playing better than Nolan Gorman right now.
Yeah, it's that dry heat in the desert.
Hey,
We've
ball
always
flies.
with all flies out there. Do you think a platoon situation with Blaze Jordan and Gorman would work? But you would have to, use somebody for defensive replacement because Blaze Jordan is
Yeah.
terrible at third base.
Then you screw Herrera up because who's going to be your DH? I mean, other than because you're gonna have because Gorman needs at bats too, just to keep his swing going. So now you're messing with Herrera a little bit. There is some creativity there. I could see that. Is Gorman only playing against? Oh God, hitting against righties who's an off the bench defensive. Oh, see, it's tough right there. To be honest with you, they both aren't great at defense.
No, I mean they're both terrible defensively. Gorman has been almost league average, which is better than what we thought he would be.
Yeah.
Blaze Jordan makes Gorman look like Arenado, which is rough saying.
Do you throw a curveball and throw JJ over to third base and bring up Blaze and have him play second?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not. At least that's my
Okay.
opinion. JJ's been above league average at second. He'll eventually probably win a gold glove there, in my opinion. You've got a young combo with JJ and Mason Wynn up the middle for the next 15 years. Don't mess it up.
Okay.
Do you put Burley back in left and put Blaze at first?
Okay. Then you have some production back and left in your outfield again. You have and can allow that production to have. Okay, yeah, I like that a lot better than I do the other option. But Burley's been playing a really good first base too. I've been shocked about how good a first base he's been playing.
I mean, there's some choices
There is,
there,
yeah.
but you have two black holes, three really if you count the catching position in your everyday lineup in center, third, and catcher. Something has to give at some point.
Yes,
They're a competitive team right now, but you can't be giving up essentially 9 outs a game from those three spots.
you only get 27 of them, and they're continuing to do it. And what's happening? I everything else is clicking, and I've really been happy with how the bullpen, except for the last 2 days, have been pitching. But you got to figure that out too. So there's some 40-man roster manipulation that needs to happen.
And we talked about it all along, that Memorial Day is kind of your first checkpoint. Memorial Day is Monday. You're 7 games above 500, about 7 games better than anybody expected at this point. You've got some help down in Memphis. Go get it.
Yep.
Go call those guys up. And side note, looking up, Dick Fitz is hurt, so we will not be seeing Dick Fitz. If you remember,
Damn
it was Hunter Dobbins would be the guy.
Okay. Who's got great movement on his fastball though? I like it, like way his pitches move. So I'm cool with Hunter Dobbins too.
But to kind of circle back to that Friday night topic that we've been kind of hammering on all show, you got to treat it like a college atmosphere. And in college baseball, my buddy Matt Michaels always says, like, your best starter always pitches the Friday night home game.
Okay.
You know, at Mizzou for a lot of years when Mizzou baseball was good, it was some guy named Max Scherzer who threw every Friday night home game. And so you got to throw your best guy that Friday night, manipulate the however you need to set the tone for the Cubs series for that monster weekend.
Who's your best starter right
I
now?
think it's got,
Is it?
I think it's got to be Derek May.
Yeah, I'm with you. I just
I mean
wanted to check.
that's got to be the guy who throws that first day.
Yeah. Okay.
Finally tonight, kind of a shorter show with a quick weekend. Tyrell's Memorial Day weekend. What are 3 must-haves for your barbecue?
Beer. I mean, that's number one. Dogs and a hamburger. I'm not a brat guy.
Made that very clear. Give me some steaks, man. Let's throw some steaks on the
Oh, okay,
nice rib
okay.
got the pull going. Sweet sounds KMOX on the radio.
If if I'm gonna be totally honest with you, it's actually gonna have to be beer, smoked ribs, and sweet corn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's a good side choice.
yeah,
Corn underrated at the side. Most of the time in a barbecue, you're getting like the potato salads, and I don't.
yeah,
It's a weird texture. I don't
yeah,
mess with
yeah,
that.
get out of here. Don't need that.
You an apple pie guy?
Oh, are we talking about the drink apple pie or the pie pie?
Pie pie.
Yes,
You
yes.
know, with fork and ice cream.
100%, dude. I love it. Hell, this we had a little barbecue today at work, and a dude brought an apple pie strudel, and I was like, "Let's go, love you."
I mean, when you think summer desserts, that's probably right up there. If you can't, just eat ice cream all the time. I'm not a cake guy.
Yeah,
Cakes, I don't like anything. But give me apple pie all day. True Americana, a little bit of ice cream on the top of it.
bro.
That's probably the barbecue.
Give
That's
me an
probably the
apple
dessert of the
pie. Give
barbecue.
me a peach cobbler. Give me that stuff with a little bit of ice cream. I'm all in.
That would make the table. Not a baked beans guy.
It's gotta have
I could
bacon
do
in
a
it.
brisket. A brisket would be nice on Memorial Day.
Yeah. My biscuits haven't been turning out well lately. I haven't liked the flavor of them, and I don't know why. I've just not been hitting the right. But my ribs, I've been smoking some really good ribs lately, so I'm gonna stick with that. My wife loves ribs too, so I'm just gonna stick with that where I'm doing good.
What kind of wood are you using?
I'm using a pellet smoker, so I usually use hickory. And it depends. And now if I'm doing pork, though, I'll do applewood.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you have to use something better for
yeah.
pulled pork. That's perfect. We'll be back on Sunday night with more barbecue talk and maybe a little baseball as well as the Cardinals head to the Cincinnati Reds this weekend. For the Mouth of the West, Tyrell Mock. I am Mitchell Jenkins, and we will see you on Sunday night.